Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Zhara Nur Azmi Laila. I'm an English education student from UIN Syarif Hidayatullah University, Jakarta. Today, I want to tell the story about the novel that I have read. The title is The Friend Zone by Jimenez. The characters in this novel are a woman named Kristen Peterson and a man named Joshua Kaplan. This novel told from each character's point of view, so we can feel what the two main characters feel. The first part of this novel is an unexpected meeting between Kristen and Josh in the morning when both of them want to go to work. Josh's car accidentally hit a truck in front of him. The truck came to a sudden stop, so Josh hit it. At that time was the most tiring day for Josh because he had just moved to California because he broke up with his girlfriend and he got a job which he thought was very tiring and not comparable to his previous job. Because of his bad mood, he wanted to curse the driver of the truck, but he abandoned that intention after seeing that the truck was being driven by a woman. Josh was like falling in love at first sight. The woman looked very beautiful, but in contrast to the woman, he was very annoyed when she saw Josh because she thought that Josh was a pervert. That day was also an annoying day for the woman because she found that her illness had relapsed. She had a long period and it was a little frustrating for her. She was a leather craftsman for dogs, and the employee she had worked with for a long time had recently resigned. Also, the truck he borrowed from her friend was hit by someone. Then, the two of them talked, and there was a bit of an argument between the two of them. But Josh chose not to exaggerate the matter because he saw that the woman's state of being a little messy. Josh also lent the woman a cloth to cover the stains on her shirt. The woman left without knowing the name of the man who just hit her truck. And the next part is how surprised Kristen is that it turns out that the man who just hit her truck is a new employee at the fire station where her friend works. At that time, Kristen came to the fire station as usual to meet her friend Sloan. Sloan has a boyfriend who also worked at the station, so they often spend time at that station. Kristen was surprised when she saw the man, but she acted casually, pretending that nothing had happened between the two of them. And it turns out that the man is Brandon's best friend. Brandon is Sloan's boyfriend. Then Brandon introduced Kristen and Josh to each other, and finally they know each other's name. Long story short, Josh ended up being the new employee at Kristen's house. It was on the recommendation of Brandon. Josh agreed because he also needed money to supplement his income. Then, on Josh's first day at work, Josh realized that Kristen was a different woman from the rest. She has her own charm. Josh thought he seemed to be getting more and more attracted to Kristen. While Kristen also turned out to have a little interest in Josh, but she always dismisses the thought because she already has a boyfriend. Her boyfriend is a military man who is away from her. She didn't want to betray her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's name is Tyler. But it turns out that over time, their relationship is getting closer, It's because they always meet every day at Kristen's house when Josh has to do his household chores. But they both keep their feelings a secret because they know they can't be in a relationship because Kristen already has a boyfriend. Then they decided to be a friend. They will take advantage of each other when they need to, but not in a serious relationship. On the day Brandon and Sloan proposed, Tyler contacted Kristen. He said he was enlisting for the military. He can't go home. He can't live with Kristen. It breaks the Kristen heart. How can a man who she has been waiting for his return to cancel his intention to return, and he also severed his relationship with Kristen? And what hurts the most is that Tyler told her about it via voicemail. Then, one day, Kristen and Josh were talking about each other. And the part where Josh says that child is the most important thing in his life. Josh said he wanted to have a lot of children because he really liked kids. Josh's words pierced Kristen's heart even more because she realized that she did not have a child. She had an illness that caused her to have her uterus removed. After Josh's words, Kristen decided to stay away from Josh. She didn't want her feelings to escalate toward Josh. She is already broken up with Tyler, so she can't have anything to do with anyone. But this time, she had to resist her will. She wants Josh to marry someone who can give him many children. Then Kristen went away from Josh. She didn't pick up or reply to all messages from Josh. And Kristen's sudden departure from Josh made him confused. He was serious and very frustrated as to why Kristen has to move away from him. He asked Sloan and Brandon but got no answer. Then one day Brandon had an accident, Kristen appeared before Josh. She tells the truth about why she stayed away from Josh. Kristen says all about her illness and also that she can give Josh a child when they get married. It was all because of her illness. Josh is very sorry for saying hurtful things about children to Kristen. It broke his heart. He didn't know that all this time, Kristen had always felt pain in her body. Josh asked Kristen to keep coming back to him. He doesn't care about children or the illness suffered by Kristen. He still wants to marry with Kristen no matter what. But Kristen refused. She wants Josh to have a bright future. She wants Josh to be able to realize his dream, which is to have many children. And Brandon's accident turns them close, even though Kristen has always avoided Josh. They always met at the hospital, but they only exchanged glances. Then, the day Brandon was declared dead by the doctors, everyone's heart ached. Josh lost his best friend. Sloan lost his fins, and likewise with Kristen. She is very concerned about Sloan's condition. She was very sad to her best friend. After Brandon's death, Kristen decided to take care of Sloan. She couldn't bear to leave her best friend alone. Sloan's situation is getting worse after Brandon's departure. Kristen also doesn't want to think about Josh anymore. She has never replied to Josh's messages. Josh always asked Kristen to come back to him, but Kristen refused. Then one day, Sloan looked really angry. She kicked Kristen out of her house. She wants Kristen to go home to herself. She doesn't want Kristen to think only of herself. Sloan wants Kristen to think about her own happiness too. Then Kristen came home and how surprised her. when there was a box in her house. She opened the box, and it turned out that the contents are a file about ways how a person can have children easily with a Christian's illness. Josh has consulted an obstetrician and also he has done a fertility test. Josh had everything ready for Kristen. Kristen was touched by Josh's behavior. Then suddenly, Josh appears and they hug. Kristen realizing that she would only be happy if she was with Josh. And after the incidents, they decided to get married. So they managed to have a child. So that is the ending of the story. Maybe this is all I can tell for you guys. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.